Terrify. Every topic scary, we could leave the bravest paralyzed. Hope you're not at home alone, better keep the lights on. But if you love adrenaline, then welcome to the fright zone. Willie is the leader, the visionary dreamer. Gerard got the joke, scaredy cat the screamer. You gon' get this work, if you scared, go to church. This podcast is scariest, you heard it here first.
And he said that to me because I was like, I'm just excited that Jeepers Creepers is here. You know, I want to see the character again. But when because he's a huge lover of Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's scary.
Hello, ghouls and girls, and welcome to Yep, That's Scary, your new Halloween horror haunted house podcast, wishing you a spectacular Halloween night full of ghost hunting and eating candy. So give me that scary with my boy, co-host, Brent Singers. Come on in, buddy. How are you? Oh, I should have said Michael Myers. So here we go.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm great. So it's our special time of the year again, and I am so happy to share it with you and the people I love and the viewers and listeners of Yep, That's Scary. So from us to you, from the bottom of our cauldron to yours, may the spirits and witches and goblins grant you wishes. So on the count of three, Brent, 1, 2, 3. Happy Halloween! Okay. That was, let me change my voice.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you better change it.
We're back. Okay. Welcome everyone. Look, we're so excited to be here. This is our Happy Halloween Part 2. If you're at work, if you're listening to your car, or if you're still in bed, what's up? Welcome to our show. We have a good show for you tonight. We got a bonus here, and I'm so excited to have this special person with us today. And we're going to talk everything Halloween, everything scary, and it is Halloween, Brent. It is our special time of the year, other than Christmas, and we're gonna have some fun.
Yes, it is, boy. You know it.
It's literally like this is like work anniversary for us, and so I'm just like last night I looked at you, I was like, dude, we were like up early, late early morning, and I was like, dude, happy Halloween. So if you are listening to this
Happy
podcast,
Halloween to you.
yeah, if you're listening to this podcast or watching, just wish someone happy Halloween. So let's get started because we got a full packed show, our show for you today. So let's do it. You ready, Brent? All right.
Let's
So
do it, my
Anisha,
man.
yes, Anisha is. Let me get my notes back. There we go. Anisha is an international accomplished PR and marketing maven with 15 years of experience. Known for her contagious and enthusiasm, she has been able to attract and maintain relationships with clients from countless industries and as well versed in all aspects of marketing and public relations. And let me tell you, that is true. Because when I was on the phone with her, she blessed my heart, and her energy and her positivity just like surpassed. Like I believe she's in Michigan, and it literally like transformed and transitioned to me here in Atlanta, and I'm so excited to have her here. And Anisha has been passionately working with the Halloween and Costume Association for more than 5 years and has the honor of designing national consumers engagement campaigns that help promote the fun and safe celebration of Halloween. You know what I'm trying to say, Brent?
Yes. Yes, known as the industry source for Halloween, cumulative sales of $3 billion. The HCA has earned the title of expert when it comes to all things costume related. These are the folks that live and breathe October all year long and can dish for days on the myths, legends, trends, traditions, tips, and devilish details that only a true insider would know. Everyone, here's PR extraordinaire Anisha Mcmillan.
Let's do it! Trick or treat! What's going on?
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween! Now, let me just say, you guys, let me just say that Anisha she's an incredible person, human being. And let me just say, you blessed my heart, Anisha. You totally blessed my heart when we got on the phone. Like, I called them, I say, look, this is what we're doing a podcast. She was on it so quick, and she's like, yes, everything, yes, let's do it. And I feel so blessed to know you now.
Aww.
And to consider you as a friend.
Was.
And you're,
Call me.
don't put all my business out there, but I literally, sometimes we go through, we don't know everyone's story, we don't know where they've been, where they're going, and it's just so good to bump into good people that just have a good heart, and you have a good heart, and I'm just so blessed and honored to have you on the show, and to know you, and to call you a friend now. So thank you so much for being here. Happy Halloween. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. This is my day. This is my jam.
I know, and you're so busy, and I just to have a smidgen of your time, I'm like, thank you. How's it going with the interviews? Because you guys, you have to understand, when it's Halloween and when it's about costume, she is busy. There's no time for error. There's no time for wasted time. She has to talk to so many people, so many national media spots just to talk about Halloween. And what a cool job to have.
Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm so fortunate. I get to play for a living, basically.
Yes. And so let's just jump right on in. So tell us, what is the Halloween and Costume Association?
Okay, so the association has been around for almost 20 years, established back in 2005, I believe. And we're the voice of the industry. We talk safety, fun, ways to celebrate. We represent the members. We're about 50 members strong, and our members are primarily costume companies, most of them U.S. located, a few of them abroad. We have an awesome one in Scotland, and we all work together to kind of on that joint mission of promoting Halloween.
Gotcha. Okay. And so, why is the association needed? Why do we have? Why are you guys existing? And why is it needed?
Okay.
Yeah.
Great question. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways that I can approach this definition. So on the member side, it's a lot about advocacy. So obviously there's a lot of knockoffs out in the world, and so we've got a great legal team. We work with government on regulations, so everything from like child safety for product safety, importing, obviously, manufacturing, taxes, tariffs. So that's kind of what we do on the member side. We on the consumer side, it's a little more fun. That's where I get to play around. So it's about safety. It's about promoting the safe celebration, as I mentioned. Oftentimes I get to partner with really big brands or celebrities, and we get to put together these amazing consumer engagement campaigns. Sometimes they have contest components. Sometimes it's just about giveaways. Each year there's some type of message behind it, and that message is always grounded in safety and fun.
Now you mentioned like knockoffs. Is that something like look, I went to Brent and I went to Dollar General, okay? And I was like, oh look, I have to bring it up, okay? I was like, let's go to Dollar. Oh look, B, look what we got here. And I was like, hold on. I think I just deleted it. Hold on for a second. Let me bring it back up. So I was like, look, B, like look at this Michael Myers, and it totally did not look like Michael Myers. Let me pull it up right now. So is this what you're talking about?
Paper plate.
Is this what you talk about, knockoffs? Because that's not from Trick or Treat Studios.
Definitely not from Trick or Treat Studios. It actually is a bit of a mess, especially on the big sites like Amazon. It's a constant battle. You can go on there and you can look up. For instance, I know a big seller this year is Top Gun. So you can look up a Top Gun costume, and the first 10 are not the officially licensed Ruby's costume. So it is very frustrating for our members, because not only is it a quality issue, it's also oftentimes a safety issue, especially when it comes to children's costumes. Sometimes they're extra flammable. Sometimes it's a choking hazard. It's ill-fitting. It's not reflective. Like there's a million reasons why we're upset about the people in the knockoffs.
Oh my gosh! And let me tell you, it's annoying because I know where they're coming from, and they're just mass producing it, and you're like, where? Oh my god! Like there, it's now it's getting to the point where I was talking to CFX, and they're like, they put out a big display or a big message, and they have the silicone masks, and they're like, this is not our mask. If you're buying it, they're using our picture and you're purchasing it, but they're not sending you a silicone mask. They send you a latex mask, and this is not our mask. And I mean, it was a huge uproar in the haunted house industry, because that's one of our vendors, and I believe it's one of your vendors too. And they, this is a knockoff. So what do you guys do to stop that from happening, or to protect the the members of the association?
Yeah, so we have all of the members. Obviously, many of them have their own legal teams, but we actually have a legal team, a big high-power attorney out of New York, and he's awesome. And a lot of times it's a cease and desist. It's reaching out to Amazon. It's just being like really, really proactive and kind of being a bulldog about it, because you have to be. So it's every year there's some kind of drama. This happens every year. And so it's always kind of that like crisis drama that we deal with year in and year out. And then there's always like a separate piece of drama. Last year it was the costume shortage. This year it's Spirit Halloween meme. The year before that, obviously, it was much more serious, the pandemic. So every year there's something, but the underlying issue is always the knockoffs.
Awesome. So what's your favorite Halloween movie?
This is a newer one. It's hard for me to pick, but I love Hubie Halloween. I just love the nostalgic vibes, and Adam Sandler and all of his buddies, and they killed it. I love the music. I just love that it was kind of a fresh spin, but also very traditional. I, of course, love Hocus Pocus 2. The association got the absolute pleasure to work with Disney on that last year, and we supplied tons and tons of costumes and makeup and accessories. So the hype was amazing. Like, I had a huge dressed out Hocus Pocus 2 viewing party at my house.
Oh my god!
I was just so
That's
excited because I
awesome.
knew enough to be dangerous, but we really couldn't talk about it. So to be able to actually see something that you a little bit helped create, it was very rewarding.
First of all, let me just say Hocus Pocus was great. We had a watch party ourselves, right, Brent? We literally was like, we had a watch
Yes, we
party.
did.
Yeah, and but what was great though is we literally had I know I have a dear friend of mine that was the dance captain for Hocus Pocus, so we had him on the show, and he was telling us about the costumes, right, Brent? He was like, it was like they got it from Party City, and it was crazy because there were like costumes that you would wear, and it was so he said like there was a connection with wearing these costumes, and after the interview, I was like, no way. He's like, I gotta show you, and literally he sent me this picture, which I'm gonna pull up right here. This is him and the dancers for Hocus Pocus, and there's the costumes. So you provided these costumes for Hocus Pocus. That's great.
Yeah, it's really, really exciting. We got some behind the scenes photos after the movie came out, just because Disney keeps that under lock and key.
Right.
This is our second time working with Salvador Perez, and Salvador is the president of the Costume Designers Guild, and he's
Wow.
fantastic. And so, I email him like, Sal, can you show us anything? And he'd be like, no, Anisha, I can't. Like, I can't even access this. Disney's got this on lock. And so, right after the film came out, he surprised me, and he sent me just tons and tons and tons of people like trying on the costumes, prior to filming. It was just really rewarding. And to send that out to all our members who graciously
Yes.
just say yes and send out hundreds or maybe thousands of costumes and accessories, not knowing if they'll ever see the light of day on film, if it's going to be something monumental, and they just do it because of their love of film and their love of Halloween. So to be able to kind of gift them back and go, look guys, you did it, look, this is your costume on this actor, it was really, really rewarding.
That's awesome.
That's really awesome. I got a question to ask you as well, Anisha. What excites you about working with the HCA?
It's I've always loved Halloween. I've got 4 kids of my own, and we go all out. We theme it out. We theme our porch, our yard, our family costumes. We go all in. I've always been that way, but when the opportunity came, I was like, oh my gosh, Halloween, this is gonna be great. And there's some prestige that comes with it just because of all the members and some of these amazing epic like Zagoni and Trick or Treat Studios and
We love Zagoni. But go ahead.
yeah, and these people are they're the pillars of this costume association, and so I think that was pretty exciting in the initial, like the first year or so, and working with different celebrities and whatnot. But as I think my relationship has evolved with the association, for me it's much more about the backstory. So what most people don't know is they think that the Halloween Costume Association, this year we're at $3.4 billion, where hand over fist, we're this big conglomerate, this big behemoth, and we've ruined Halloween because obviously the commercialism, consumerism, and what no one seems to know is, I would guess at least 99% of all of our members are actually either best friends that started from the ground up, or mom and pop that had a dream and they're building and living the American dream. So whether you're the biggest company out there like Ruby's or Fun World, they were started by a family, and they're still run by a family. And like you go morph suits, which all the celebrities like to wear. Morph suits was created by 2 best friends in college over in Scotland, and they had this dream, and to this day they still run it. So Zagoni, same situation. They started at 12 years old. So there's just all these incredible backstories. Pet Crew is an awesome lady in New Orleans. She learned to sew in Mennonite school and said, I want to sew costumes. And so she sewed costumes, and now she has a license for all these colleges and for Sesame Street. So I think it's like, to me, that's the part of it that no one gets. And that's the part that makes me so excited to be here, because it's not just me doing Halloween stuff and me, being able to work with influencers and whatnot. It's really me helping entrepreneurial mom and pops really, really, really live their best life.
Now, here's the thing: is the industry. Yeah, go ahead, Brent. I'm sorry for there's a little lag.
Like when you're working with the mom and pop stores, they're just so original, and they have all the cool stuff. And you can go to a big business and see the same thing, but like just the mom and pop stores are they're just something about them. Just something great.
Oh yeah, So let's just say, like the Halloween culture, because you mentioned about commercialized holiday, or it's not a holiday, but Halloween. Let's just talk about that.
Oh,
The
it's a
Halloween.
holiday.
I mean, to me, it's a holiday, but it's not. It's
Yeah,
not
me too.
recognized as a holiday, right?
Right.
But like, the Halloween culture has boomed. We're like now. I remember when it was an $8 billion industry, but now it's a 10.8,
10.6.
10.6, excuse me, $1 billion industry, and that's with candy costumes, pet costumes, haunted house, like as a whole conglomerate. Like, tell us about the culture of Halloween. Why do we celebrate Halloween? Number one, and what's the significance of Halloween? Like,
Yeah.
why is it here?
Okay, so obviously it has these like 18th century roots, and we've got the pagan princesses of the world and this Samhain, how it all began. And so most people kind of get that, and they see like the evolution of it, and how before it wasn't about celebrating so much, it was more about like spirits and connections between the living and the dead. And then we didn't have pumpkins, we used radishes, and they weren't really for decoration, they were more for a light. So there was a lot going on there. And then it kind of evolved, and then it was 1927, I believe, is the year that is most recognized as what Halloween is, as what we know it, and it started in Canada of all places. So I
Wow,
like to take all the credit here in the U.S., but I got to give credit where credit's due. So
I hear that. Yeah,
in
that's
the 30s,
crazy.
early 1930s, it was pretty big deal here in the U.S., and it's definitely most like what we do now. That's how that happened. So it went from souling is what they used to call trick-or-treating to now it's trick-or-treating, and it's just evolved and grown. And the interesting thing is, like, why is it such a big deal? Well, first of all, millennials run this market. The millennials, their absolute favorite holiday. And I think it was the National Retail Federation this year that did a whole bunch of research and polling. 93% of all Americans plan to celebrate Halloween this year. That is a record-setting amount. So I don't think it's commercialism. I don't think it's anything like dastardly or underhanded. I honestly think that it is like this nostalgic ache that we all feel. It's the one
There
day
you go.
where you get to dress up and you get to be who you want to be
And lose yourself in it, right?
Yeah, you fit in, and it doesn't matter where you come from, what you look like, your social status. Like, literally, it's a level playing field, and we just get to have fun. So who on earth wouldn't want to have fun? And millennials are the most nostalgic group that ever will be. So of course this Halloween has grown to mammoth proportions.
I love that you said that because we've been through the past couple of years as a nation. We went through some mess, and it is good to say, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to celebrate. Like, I remember, like, my sister is in town, and she is like, I'm dressing up. Willie, what you got? And she's going through my costumes and whatnot. She's like, I'm dressing up, and she wants to do something. And normally she doesn't do anything, but I felt like this was a chance for her just to let loose, have fun, celebrate with her little ones, because it's been a crazy year, and sometimes we just need to do something that is like, not costly, but something where we can get together and just have fun as a nation, as a community, as friends and family, and that's what Halloween's all about. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Willie. I think again, going back on the millennial, and actually I feel like every generation, we've been longing for that connection.
Yes.
So,
Oh, yeah.
we're all very communal. We've been stripped of that the last 2 years, and now we're kind of back to normal. So getting together and having those experiences with family and friends is everything right now.
Well, I want to talk about COVID, because can we talk about COVID a little bit? Because
Let's go there.
2020 was crazy. I remember when, look, I was in college at Full Sail University, and COVID happened. I was like, look, what's going on? I need teachers, tell me something. They're like, Willie, just do your homework. I'm like, no, the entertainment industry is shutting down, and I'm going to school for entertainment. Do your homework, Willie, and shut up and just do. And I was freaking out, and I started to create a COVID-19 contingency plan for haunted houses, and also the Spencer Terry did, who's now the president of the Haunted House Association. Shout out to Spencer Terry. And we like teamed up and was like, I did a shorter version. It wasn't like up to his scale, but behind the scenes, or when COVID was in 2020, we were getting close to Halloween, and in the media eyes, they were saying, "Is Halloween going to be canceled?" And that erupted my soul. I was getting angry. I wanted to tear up every little thing because you can't cancel Halloween. But this is when the nation was done. We were at home. There was no one outside. There wasn't even essential workers yet, and we had to like sit this out. And it was scary a little bit because it was the unknown. There was uncertainty there. What were you doing at that time, and how did you campaign to get Halloween back on the map so that we could go trick-or-treating? Let's go. Let's do it. Let's talk about it.
Well, first of all, I was freaking out because it's my livelihood. It's how I put at the time I had two, my two oldest were in college simultaneously. So I was like, what am I going to do? But in real life, I'll back you up just a little bit. So leading up to or right when the pandemic was becoming a pandemic, I had the most amazing campaign planned of my life. 2020 was going to be the biggest Halloween celebration ever. So a lot of people didn't know that 2020 was a quadfecta. So for the first time in over 150 years, no one will ever see a Halloween like that again in our lifetime. It was a full moon. It was a blue moon. It was daylight savings time, and Halloween organically fell on a Saturday. It was literally set up to be the biggest, best Halloween ever. So I had my campaign. I was like, yes, I got this. And all of a sudden that happened. So it was just a lot of just kind of stop and go, because it was a very fluid situation. As we all know, things were changing moment to moment. So it really was almost impossible to create a Halloween campaign, not knowing the state of our nation, not knowing the state of the world. So it was a lot about we partnered up with Harris Poll. They were amazing. We did a lot of national polling just to try to kind of dive more into the emotion and what people were feeling. And, a little less about are we celebrating Halloween or not, but it was just a lot more like, how do people want? What do people need from us as an association? Because my job is typically to, give out safety tips for trick-or-treating, wear a flashlight, take your dad and your mom, that type of thing. Whereas now it was like, okay, what do I do? What do you need from me, America? So that was really helpful. And then at the same time, we kind of reached out to the other people that we felt were like-minded. So like the Hershey Company, the National Confectioners Association, the National Retail Federation. We just started reaching out to different people and kind of seeing what they were seeing and working together in tandem. A lot of times, those are competitors in the industry, maybe a Spirit Halloween or Party City, but we all kind of just pulled together to try to figure out what best to do. So the end result was I ended up reaching out to the CDC, and I remember telling everyone, hey, I'm going to partner with the CDC. And they were laughing like, no one partners with the CDC. What are you talking about? So I just kept at it, and I ended up being able to connect with a bunch of Halloween enthusiasts at the CDC. They were super helpful, and they knew that I wanted to create the National Trick or Treat Guidelines. And so they basically said, write them, and we'll kind of go back and forth on it and give you some guidance. And if they align with the CDC, that's your best bet. So the campaign just kind of grew from there. And I partnered with the Harvard Global Health Institute. They had a COVID risk level map that was a color-coded map. So like, Will, if you're in Atlanta, you can type in your zip code and it would be red if it was no, don't go out trick-or-treating. It could be orange if it was like, yeah, or green. So we then created a monster list of all of these different activities and ways that you could celebrate Halloween. So if you were in a green area,
that is awesome. I love that
yellow,
idea.
You needed to do reverse trick-or-treating, eat the treats, whatever. So we came up with all these crazy ideas of how people could still embrace, their Halloween obsession. So that really is how it all came together, and it worked out really well. The safety guidance helped a lot of people. We had a gazillion people coming to the website and getting ideas on not only how to celebrate, but how to do it safely. We linked out to the CDC so people could get, that first updated information as it came out. And it was just this campaign that I don't even know how ended up coming together.
Let me tell you guys, if you guys are listening at home or watching, let me just say this. She was literally in the center of it all, making sure we could trick or treat, get some candy, and making it safe for everyone. Come on now, like that is huge. That is huge because, I mean, if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for the minds coming together and just trying to get what's the new normal, right? What does that look like? We may have not have a Halloween, and I just want to say I salute you and I thank you for that because I want some free candy. And yes, fair bars, hand chops, whatever. Hey, we say hey. Yes, we are looking. If you have any questions, please, you guys go into our chat and ask some questions to Aneisha and the Halloween Costume and Association.
I want to go ahead and say costumes department. Why costumes a huge part of Halloween?
That's a good question, Brent. Again, I think a lot of it back in the day, way back when, it was about just dressing up. And before it was candy, it was going out looking for food and sweets and this weird little loaf of bread. And it was just about dressing up and almost just kind of being anyone else being in disguise. Now it's just about, like we talked earlier, embracing that idea of being anyone that you want to be. To me, it's a very magical time of year because regardless of what's going on tomorrow or yesterday, I get to be this weird purple monster. Tonight, I get to be a cat, and I get to just have fun and embrace like that inner whimsy. And whether you're 6 years old like my daughter or 47 years old like myself, you literally just get to embrace cool, imaginative, whatever it is you want to be, you can be on this day.
Anisha, you didn't have to tell your age, but you are beautiful.
You are beautiful.
You are beautiful, and your positivity exudes itself, and I'm just like, this is awesome. This is awesome. So I have a costume question for you. What is your favorite part about Halloween? Is it dressing up, getting free candy, or other stuff? Whatever the other stuff is.
Dressing up is pretty important. Again, for me, I'm one of those people that is just madly in love with my children. So being able to play all the time. So we play 24/7. We're constantly doing crazy stuff and, go in the dark Easter egg hunts and building 500 feet slip and slides. We have adult-sized big wheels at my house. So for me, this is about just this amazing day where we all get to come together. My 2 college kids flew in just for this. It's like bigger than Christmas at my house. So we have everyone here. We're suited and booted. We're ready for tonight. And
suited and booted.
Truly, for me, it's about that nostalgia. It's about making memories. It's just about being with my family. It means more to me than it even does at Christmas, and it means a whole heck of a lot then. So for me, it's definitely about time with my family.
Wait, so you mentioned some dark Easter egg hunt? Like, what is that all about? Like,
yeah. So we do a glow in the dark Easter egg hunt, and it's gotten big. So as the kids have gotten bigger, the prizes are a lot bigger. So we put a little laser light in the Easter egg, and we'll just like cover like a field, or we rented an Airbnb last year, and like down to the hill to the water, and it was just, I'll have to send you pictures, beautiful. And then we put candy in some, and then we put like
y'all go all out.
Yeah, we might put a 50 or a hundo and put it way up high in the tree for the college kids.
Listen, I'm coming over your house. I'm going to Michigan. We're actually supposed to be in Michigan. Yeah, so I'm literally coming over
for the haunt tour.
Yeah, like that.
For the haunt tour.
That's awesome. Like,
yeah, we play too hard here.
Wait, so and then you have the slides.
Yeah, we do it all. We do it all. We
just for Halloween.
Yeah, we do a lot just, year round really, but it's kind of the neat thing about, I don't know if I know you, Willie, you got Brent. You surround yourself with that like-minded and that energy.
Yes.
Even if they aren't as hype as you, but at least they have this positive mindset. So like everyone in our family, we have the same tattoo, all the adults. It's here and it says thoughts become things. And that is a motto that we live by. So I can come up with the craziest thing, like, guys, I just bought a golf cart and let's dress up and glow in the dark and go around the neighborhood and give out blah, blah, blah. And they'll be like, okay. Like, they never said they're always like, yeah, you did, Mom. I can't surprise them. When you surround yourself with people that just you're crazy and roll with you, ride or die.
Ride or die. Let's go. Let's go, man. Aneisha, look, I gotta party with Aneisha because you do it on a level that I love. So yeah, I'm ride or die with you for sure. So what do you think the recent trend of people handing out candy in costume would be? I mean, this is a strange question, but What do you think the trend is with the costume wearing and handing out costumes?
First of all, I think that's awesome. Again, I just feel like the generational boundaries are just being annihilated. Everyone wants to get in on it. My parents, they show up in full on costume. My mom drags my dad out, and I just think that regardless of generation, regardless of whatever, your parents might not go out trick or treating, but they still want to be in on it. So I think it's super important for them to embrace that part of their lives and relive that as often as possible. And then for the kids and the teens coming to the door, just makes it that much more festive. Not just a light on, here's some candy, but actually people getting in and vibing and really appreciating the celebration.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Go ahead, Brent.
I'm gonna segue on down to trick or treating. Okay, what should I eat before going trick or treating so I don't get sick? That tends to happen a lot.
No candy.
Listen, let me tell you, he will eat so much sugar and get sick and then tell me, what did you do? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, we will work at, different projects and we'll meet up and work at projects. And he would take so much sugar and then blame someone else for taking too much sugar. No, don't even.
No.
Oh.
It's about the time I was pouring. So I was upstairs, and I think we had a project going on that day. I said, I'm going to go upstairs and get some tea before we start.
Sweet tea.
I'm pouring my sweet tea. It's already sweet enough. I take the scoop with the sugar in it, and I go to dump it, and a whole chunk falls to the bottom of it. I said, oh, well, I'm just going to drink it. I drink the whole thing. I'm jittering. I said, what did you do to my drink? I'm like, what's going on? I poured it.
Yeah, so, he was jittering. He literally thought like someone drugged him. And we're like, what? We're literally working on this project. Where did you go? And he's so calm yourself down and don't take too much sugar, folks. Learn from this guy or wherever he's at on the screen.
You eat a lot of candy yourself, so I won't say nothing.
Don't put my business out on blast. See, people look, Anisha. People act brand new when you're on the show. But what you're saying is to not get sick. Try not to eat too much candy.
And don't eat a huge meal. Don't do an M&M and eat a plate of mom's spaghetti. Don't do any of that. We have a ton of people coming over, probably 40 folks coming out with us tonight, kids, adults, whatever. And so we just got like a little spread, like, some fruit and the veggie trays, little sliders, lots of water, nothing, no sodas, no sugar, just keep it simple, keep it light. And a lot of the homes, especially in our neighborhood, including us, we have options. So we'll give out candy, but we have like these laser light things that we hand out. We have some old school stuff. We have water bottles. We have little Jack and Coke for adults. Like, we try to switch it up. And so it just makes it a little bit easier. So you don't have to have your kid load up on nothing but candy. A lot of people around here give out alternatives.
Okay, so this may be a crazy question, but if someone walks up to you and says trick or treat, what should you do?
Happy Halloween! Give them candy. Tell them you love their costume. Give them all kinds of compliments. I mean, right? Pump them up. Why not? Do you pass out candy or do you receive candy? Do you trick or treat or are you just giving the candy out? So here's the funny thing. I gotta go with my kids. It's like, statistically speaking, it is alarming how many people don't go with their kids. So my neighbors are retired and they give out too. So I went over, I was like, hey, Dan, how you feel about hanging out on my porch? I got the Ghostbuster theme. You can hang out over here. I'll put up a chair. I'll give you a beer. And he was like, cool. So I got Dan to come and hold down my front porch because it's hard to make that choice. Like, am I going to go out or am I going to stay in? And then you miss it. So I got it.
So, and I'm glad you mentioned that because this was another question that was brought up. Do you think children should go trick-or-treating without adult supervision? Let's talk about that.
Heck no. So there's a whole variety of reasons, but the big thing that I find, the most astounding stat that I've read, and this is true, is that 12% of children 5 and under are allowed to go out alone. 12%.
What?
Whether they're, with siblings or groups or whatever, it doesn't matter. Under 5 should have an adult. Over 5 should have an adult. So my son just turned 17. I don't care if it's not cool. I will, from a safe distance, an embarrassment-free distance, I'm going to go and, link up with some other parents. And the neat thing about big groups of people is that when you stay together, you're more visible. It's safer. My big kids, I have tracking on their iPhones. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a very scary night out there. Statistically, you're more than twice as likely to be struck and killed by a car on Halloween than any other night of the year. So there's a million reasons why you should accompany your kids.
Okay, good. All right. Let's see here. Do you think people should be allowed to trick or treat outside their neighborhoods on Halloween?
Absolutely. Sure, why not? Especially if you're in a neighborhood that just doesn't participate, or in a neighborhood that you don't feel is, safe. Maybe you're right next to a highway or something like that. Absolutely. Or if you're in a downtown area and maybe they did all their trunk or treats and whatnot, Friday and Saturday, and there's not much for you to do on a Monday. Absolutely.
Well, when did it became like this, or become like a rule, like to like stay within your parameters? Like when I trick or treat, we went out. I wanted to see what the other neighborhoods were doing, and then that's when you bump in and discover like a house that's fully decorated, and they're going all out and they're having fun, and they're very festive. Is there rules with trick or treating? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people try to put together like these arbitrary reasons, and it's just ridiculous. So for a lot of, I think it was a few years ago, it was all over national media that teenagers ages 13 and up should not go out. It's inappropriate. They're too old for this mess. There were even states and not states, but cities or communities that banned it, threatened arrest if you were caught trick-or-treating over the age of 15. And that is insanity. I mean, I think when my kids are grown and gone, I will still go out trick-or-treating. Why not?
Oh my gosh, that's great. Okay. Let's see here. This is a good one. What are your thoughts on trick-or-treating? Is it scary or fun? Or should it be scary or fun? Like, what's your thoughts? Because I have my opinion.
I think it should be a mashup of both. So again, my littlest one is 6, so I'm not allowed to do anything crazy scary in my decor yet. So we do family-friendly. Beetlejuice was last year, Ghostbusters this year. But as that changes and she gets a little older, yeah, scary is awesome. Get your adrenaline going. And I think the differences as you go up and down the street, if you're with little kids and their scary house is really, really scary, stay away from the scary house. So I think it needs to be a mashup of both, and just to see all fun, whimsical sides. Sometimes it's scary, sometimes it's frightening, and people with chainsaws chasing you. If that's not your thing, don't go to that house.
Exactly. And I can speak on chainsaws myself because I'm a chainsaw maniac when it comes to that.
Yes.
Scary.
I love scary. If I'm going to give you out free candy, I want to scare you. I'm going to
exactly.
get
that. Yeah.
It's
I know what you
trick
mean.
or treating, all right? So you never know what you'll get with me. Because life is like a box of chocolate. And I'm chocolate. So, look, I want to play a game with you. Is that okay?
Sure.
I want to play a game with you. And let me just say this, you guys. Anisha has some awesome treats to give. The Halloween in Costume Association has some good treats to give, and I want to show some of those treats. Is that okay? So we're gonna play a game now. In order for these treats to be released, Anisha, she has to get all these these questions right.
Yeah.
These slides correct.
That is.
And then we're gonna wrap it off with on the next show. Is that okay, Anisha?
Yes.
Just for time's sake. But Anisha gotta get all these things right before we release these box of treats. Okay. I just want to let everybody know this, and also let me just put up the picture real quick of these treats because they are fantastic. So let me just pull this up real quick. Check it out, guys. This is a goodie bag that the Haunted House Association has put up, and I love it. What do we got? What can you tell us here?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. So the Halloween Costume Association has, as I mentioned, a ton of members. They often send me really great stuff that I get to send out to influencers for prizes and for your show. So we've got everything from, Marvel stuff. There's stuff from, I'm looking over there. Scarecrow Fangs, Elope. Let's see. There's some cool masks. There's some bags. There's a crown. Oh my gosh, so many cool things. Stuff from Disguise. That's an awesome company too with our association. So you just got a ton of stuff.
Look, I saw some things. I was about to say, B, there's some things right there. We got some things. So you guys, let's play a game with Anisha. Okay, so Anisha, it's very simple. We got some children dressed up as horror icons. You must guess the movie that they are in, the horror icons are in, and that they're portraying. You ready to play?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Here we go.
It.
Yes, it. I got it. She looks so precious.
She's
Look at that. Yeah. What else we got? Guess who? You said what?
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun! Let's go! What's next?
Oh, Hellraiser.
Yes! And it just came out on Hulu. Did you see the recent one on Hulu?
That poor baby.
Right? Right? Did you see the new one on Hulu?
Wrong
No.
Oh, you gotta watch this. Good. All right, what's next?
Oh, come on. That's my boy.
Yes.
Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands!
button.
I'm thinking not so Halloween.
That's a Halloween and that's a horror. I don't know how he stuck into this one, but he's so cute.
He's adorable. That would be up. I just watched it.
Yes! Yo, that was a trick one for you. But you got it.
No, I'm like, you're throwing me off. Oh, come on. Good guys. Chucky.
Yeah!
Oh. Come on, guys.
Let's see.
It's my favorite.
You want a hit? Give her a hit, Brent.
Chainsaw.
Oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh!
I should have
Yeah.
known that. You said you loved chainsaws.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Fava beans. Shoot. There's a leather suit.
He eats people.
Clarice.
And Chianti and I can't remember.
Search for the H. Search for the H.
I don't know.
He Buffalo Bill's house. He eats people. Clarice. He says something. Come on.
Clarice.
Yes, Clarice. They
I
eat.
know it all. I just can't remember
Search
the
for
name
the
of
H.
the movie. And there was
Animal, right? Animal.
Do you want me to give you a little
Hannibal,
hint?
Hannibal.
Like,
Hannibal Lecter. Shoot.
Oh, let's go. That's
Yeah.
all of everything. So the box is released, and thank you for playing Guess Who. And so the box is released, and we're gonna be wrapping it off on the next show, and so it's gonna be great. So if you guys are watching, Yup, That's Scary. Go to www.yupthatsScary. Put in your email, and it will enter you into a wheel. And in that wheel, we will randomly select it, and then you guys will see who's the winner. So if you go to www.yupthatsScary.com, check it out. So that was great. Thanks for playing for that. That was awesome. So do you have any scary? Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry. Top right on in.
I know Willie was telling me this, and I was kind of shocked because I know I wouldn't be staying there. But he was saying something about your house is haunted or something.
It is indeed. So I bought this during the housing crisis, sight unseen. So I've been here about a year and a half. Our house is about 200 years old. It's 4 stories. It's crazy. And so as I moved in, life was good. The previous owners, they're awesome. They live nearby, and all the neighbors are amazing. It's like this small town, everyone's awesome. And as the months have gone by and I've gotten to know everyone, we have parties, and the people that used to own the house, they had a margarita night once a month. And so I invited them back, and I'm like, I can't make margaritas like that. Come on over. So I give them the house. Come on, take over. And I just let them take care of everybody. So anyway, we get in these parties and stuff, and people start telling me little tidbits and like, oh, you didn't know that about your house? And I'm like, no, I didn't know that about my house.
No, wait, hold up. So while you're in and you're at these parties, they're like, oh yeah, by the way.
Yeah, that little drinking I think they had, and then they're just like, they let it go, and they're like, oh, they didn't tell you this? I was like, no, they didn't tell me that. And they're like, did you see the lights flicker in like the West Wing room? And I'm like, I do all the time. And they're like, oh, and at 1:00 every day in your office, do you smell cigar smoke? And I'm like, I didn't know. And it's crazy. So the craziest one is at one point this used to be like an elderly home. I don't know the mental state of the elderly patients, but so the woman that was renovating the house that I bought it from, she had been renovating it with her husband for 20 years. So there, this is like the windows are that old weight pulley system. So she's looking out the window, like they're painting on the outside, and out of nowhere it snapped. Like the cord snapped, and like leaded glass like comes down on her, like would have cut her in half, or at least really severely injured her. And she turned to look, and it's like someone grabbed it and slowly brought it down. And as soon as she got out of the way, the person the entity let it go, and it slammed shut and broke all the glass. So, and it's just crazy. And this is another thing. So they found out that there was a woman. She was a nurse, and she was murdered in the dining room. She was helping, like reaching over, helping some elderly person with their food, and they took a knife and jabbed it in her neck. And so the day that the previous owners had come to look at the house, they had taken a picture when they were leaving, like, oh, the house is so pretty. And in hindsight, they gave me a copy of the picture, and there is a distinct outline of a woman in an old white nurse's uniform standing in the window of the dining room. It's a mess.
How are you?
Wait, so the lady in the dining room killed herself, or she killed her?
No, one of the elderly people. I don't know if they snapped or what, and just
stabbing fork. I mean, a fork. Oh my god,
it's crazy too. And there's two other ones. So, my daughter, when we moved here, was she was 5, yeah. Or almost 5. And so we would take out the big wheels, and she was drawn to this weird cemetery down the street. And she was drawn to this specific grave named Fred. And Fred, when he died years and years and years ago, he was the same age at that time as my son, who's in college. So I just think that may have been the connection. So about once every few weeks, we take the bikes down and we take a lunch and we picnic with Fred. So we started thinking, well, why Fred? So long story short, we started Googling. There's a historical center here. We found out that the people who originally built this house, they were the banker. They were the most prestigious family. They invested in the chair manufacturing company. The two guys were best friends. And the guy that owned my house, his best friend was the father of Fred. So Fred has probably been in our house, probably was friends with the girls that lived here or the boys that lived here. So there's like this huge mystery we had.
Oh my gosh.
That's
I don't
crazy.
So are you guys just gonna be like, all right, this is what it is. This is characteristics to our home, our new home? Or are you like going to like sage up and like get them out?
No, you know what? The previous owners, they never felt anything but safe. I mean, old girl's a nurse. What could possibly go wrong? She's here to protect us. And my daughter, she reports that these little lights go around and chase each other in her room, and they're like the fairy. And so no one feels scared here. The weird thing is, so the house across from us and diagonally, they had a few kids, and they ended up having a little girl, and it's an unusual name. It's like, I don't even remember, but it's a very unusual girl's name. I'd never heard of it. And apparently they did not realize that the real ghost, the nurse, was named that same name. And they just picked that name for that baby. And then I guess when the people here went to the baby shower or whatever, went to meet the baby, they were like, why did you choose the name of our dead ghost? And they were like, "What? That was her name? We had no idea." So it's it was a little weird around these parts.
And yep, that's scary.
So the spirits or any. So the spirits in that house, they don't get to a point where they're like through y'all or like or when they're like top.
No, I mean, I watched that like 28 Days Haunted on Netflix last week for like 2 days straight, 2 nights straight by myself. So I was a little like, jittery. But overall, I don't feel unsafe. I don't feel like it's anything crazy. And like I said, we've befriended the previous owners. They report the same thing. But, knowing that people have died in the house, it's a little unsettling.
That's crazy.
But you know what? We make it fun. Like we've done so many like alterations to the house. We build a time machine. We build a hidden room behind a bookshelf, Scooby-Doo style. Like, we've done so much.
Oh my god! I'm coming to your house. Can I please invite me?
Coming over. You can't stop me. I'll be at the front door.
But my point is, we've made it our own, and
beautiful.
It's
Beautiful.
kind of a cool, creepy story.
You're living an extraordinary life. And let me just say this.
Make sure you get the plane ticket tomorrow.
Okay, come on over. Actually, you guys need to come to the HPE in January. So it's the Halloween Party Expo. It's in January. This year it'll be in Las Vegas, and it is the biggest show. You got to come and see all the trends. There's parties, there's music. It's super fun. That's where you guys need to come.
Yes. And
party. So.
And thank you for inviting me to that, because I remember going back in 2008. I did my first haunt, or it was 2008 in the beginning of the year, and I was in Vegas, and I went up there, and you guys did it with Trans World, and I saw the Morris, I saw was it Rubies, or am I saying it right? Yep. And then just so many things, and I lost it. Let me tell you, Anisha, I ran so quick. I went down every out I was running. And people was like, "Who's that black man running?" And I just off because I was so overwhelmed. And it was like I was in heaven. I was like, I made it. I literally felt like I finally made it, because I didn't know that you guys exist. I didn't know this was a thing. And I went from amateur to professional in 2007. And when I stumbled upon you guys, I was like, I gotta go. And when I did, it was like the next day, because it was like a 2-day or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like I had to go, and I went in and I just lost it. My buddy at the time was like, "Willie, I've been to these conventions before. I just took off."
Oh my god!
And everyone was like, "Black man running." So I just want to say this: you've been with some amazing people. Who is this that you sent this amazing gift to? And tell me about her. I believe her name is Heidi. Right?
Yes, her name is Heidi, the beautiful, wonderful Heidi Klum. So a few years ago, the association decided that we would recognize her commitment and passion for costuming and Halloween in general. And we worked with a company down in the Carolinas to create, they even made the box, to create the crown for the Queen of Halloween. And we bestowed an official title on her. We work with Little Spider Creations in South Carolina to create this amazing crown and
the Queen
of
Halloween.
So we were very, very pleased. And Heidi Klum is an amazing person. She's amazing.
That's cool. So wait, what is she doing this year? Because she does something every year. Do you got the inside scoop?
I sadly do not. It's already begun. We check in with her often as we lead up. We check in with her. We check in with who else do we check in on? Neil Patrick Harris and his wonderful family. We're always clamoring to get the inside scoop, and she very rarely gets it. That year, she gave us 2 tickets away to her coveted New York City celebrity clad party, and that was an amazing experience. A single mom who was a teacher in New Jersey ended up winning, and so her and her friend went to that amazing costume party. So that was very gracious of Heidi Klum.
No way. So what's next for HCA? I know you mentioned you got
the.
Go ahead, Brent. I know you.
I live Carolina. I never knew Little Spider Creations was, in my hometown. I never knew that's where their shop was, and I just now found that out from you. So thank you.
Oh, Brent, go visit. Ask them for a shop tour. That family, again, another family.
Another family, yeah.
and they are an amazing group of people, and their warehouse it's like a toy store. It is literally like you run around and go, all those huge things that they build all around Myrtle Beach.
Pumpkin sets.
Oh yeah, the sharks, everything. I see
Yeah,
it.
gorgeous. Yeah, my best friend actually has a giant, probably 30-foot tall talking tree that they built for her. And she's got it out in the yard right now for Halloween tonight. So they're really talented.
Look, so what's next for HCA? Like, I know you mentioned that you got the expo. What is the next cool project that you guys got going on? If you could say.
Yeah, we've got the expo coming up. Oftentimes we work with different the Costume Designers Guild, with Disney. We typically get brought on any type of Halloween movies. So we've got one that we've been flirting with. I can't talk about who it is, but we did Goosebumps in previous years, and as you know, Hocus Pocus 2. So we'll probably come up with different opportunities like that for our members. Once this day is complete, I'll take a little bit of a rest, and then we'll dive right into planning partnerships for 2023 and what the campaign will look like. This year's campaign was just focused on the 4-day Halloween weekend and how people can celebrate for 4 straight days.
Okay, so if you had to, if you want to let the world know about HCA or what you got going on personally, let them know. Shout it out.
Yeah, absolutely. They can go to the HalloweenCostumeAssociation.org. Every year we have a different campaign microsite. So this year it's obviously Halloween2022.org. Next year is 23. So just keep up with us. We've always got cool stuff going on. We always have really cool announcements. I work really hard for our members to get them the exposure they deserve. And oftentimes it's with partnerships or giveaways. So just keep up with us and we're going to continue doing cool stuff.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for the time. You were a treat.
Yeah.
You were a treat. We enjoyed you. I cannot wait to talk to you more and just get to know you more and your family. Again, your positivity just is what we need in our world today. So keep being amazing and make I Brent, when I talked to her, when I left a message, you said something that was so profound. And I needed it. And it was your voicemail, it was make it
No, do something absolutely amazing today.
Thank you. That's what it was. Do something.
And I did. I came on your show.
Positivity.
And I got to hang out with you guys.
Look, thank you for that.
Anisha, it was so great to meet you, and thank you for coming on the show. We had a blast.
But your theory that you live by, I'm now starting to do, and to do something amazing, because and we all should learn from Anisha and do something amazing. Thank you once again. Thank you, Brent, for an awesome time. Thank you guys for visiting. Please remember to follow, like, subscribe, and share our social media and accounts. Please follow the Halloween Costume Association and get to know them more. And wait, hold on. Is the expo open to the public or no? It is
not, but
okay.
maybe I'll slide you to an invite.
Okay.
But you know what? You could broadcast from there. Maybe.
Okay, no. First of all, listen. Yeah. We're gonna come through. I don't consider us the public. We're in the industry. I didn't sign up for a membership yet.
There you go. Come on board.
But let me just say this. It's an amazing expo. I cannot wait. I wanted to play a video because this thing is huge. And you guys put on an amazing show. But again, you guys follow them at the Halloween Costume Association. If you guys want any tricks or safety tips for trick-or-treating, please do that as well. They have awesome dance challenges, I believe, with TikTok.
We go big.
Yes, they go big, so please follow them, you guys. And you guys, keep it going, keep it scary. You guys, have a great, happy Halloween and a safe celebration. And stay scary. Take care, guys. Bye, Anisha. Thank you.